Yo, what is up, guys? Today I am back with another video. Now, this is going to be the only video I'm posting from now until probably Tuesday night, maybe Wednesday, because I have AP tests going on, which is why I haven't been posting that much recently. But I had to get this video out to you guys because I have some opinions on, what ESPN recently dropped, being the top 74 players of all time list that they dropped on ESPN.com. So today what we're going to do is react to that. So without further ado, let's get right on into that video. Before we have Artist Gilmore. Okay, I have to see. I'll probably do talking about what I think after every 10 or so players because I have to see who's in front, who's behind, stuff like that. Dikembe Mutombo, let's see here, 73. Yeah. Damian Lillard, 72. Interesting that they have Lillard all the way at 72. Bob Lanier, 71. Underrated player. A lot of people don't know about Bob Lanier. Tony Parker, 70. Yeah, I guess you got to put him in front of Lillard because of career achievements, championships, stuff like that, even though Lillard is the better player. Let's see what else we got here. Bernard King, 69, one of the older New York Knicks legends. Pete Maravich, 68. Alex English, very underrated player for the Nuggets. Dave Cowens, Pau Gasol, and Earl Monroe at 64. So not really too much to talk about there. Those are some of the lower rankings. I don't really see any problems here. I'm sure that maybe later on in his career, Damian Lillard will probably be up higher on this list, but for right now, it seems fair. Let's move on into the top 63. Alonzo Mourning, 63. Dennis Rodman, 62. We're going to have to see. Robert Parrish. See, this is where I think Dennis Rodman might be a little bit too low. Willis Reed, Bob McAdoo, Manu Ginobili. See, is Manu Ginobili better than Dennis Rodman? I don't think so. I really don't think so. Averaged 13.3 points a game for his career. He was a sixth man for most of his career. I think Dennis Rodman's probably better than him. Clyde Drexler, 57. Okay, so Clyde Drexler's 57th. Ray Allen, 56. Vince Carter, 55. Vince Carter's always someone I think is underachieved for his talent level. He should have definitely been a top 30 player of all time, but he just has underachieved given with the amount of talent that he has. Paul Pierce, 54. Paul Pierce overrates himself, and all the Celtics fans overrate Paul Pierce, so I don't have an issue with this ranking. Gary Payton, yep, Gary Payton is better than Paul Pierce. T-Mac is better than Paul Pierce, I would agree with that. James Worthy, 51. And Wes Unseld, 50. I don't see many issues here. I would probably put James Worthy over Wes Unseld, in my opinion. T-Mac is a little high, even though I love T-Mac because of the fact that... Actually, no, T-Mac is a better player than Ray Allen and Gary Payton, Paul Pierce, all them. That's a good spot for him. So, yeah, let's move into the top 50. So, at 50, we had Wes Unseld. Now, at 49, we have Reggie Miller. I'm feeling that's a little too low. I think that's going to be too low compared to the other players. Reggie Miller is a great player for the Pacers, one of the greatest Pacers of all time. And it wasn't for Jordan, he would probably have a title. Bill Walton, 48. Bill Walton's a good player. He was a great what-if, as they say on this article, in NBA history because of the fact that injuries really derailed his career. George Gervin, the Iceman, played for the Virginia Squires in the ABA in 1972 to 74, and then he went to the San Antonio Spurs and the Bulls, averaging 25 points a game. That's pretty impressive. George Gervin, someone not really thought about too much. Dominique Wilkins, 46. Okay, fair enough. Whoa, okay. This is a problem. We've gotten to our first big problem here. Anthony Davis, 45, really? No. There's no chance Anthony Davis should be over Damian Lillard. Anthony Davis should not even be in the top 75 players of all time yet. And notice how I say yet because he hasn't done anything other than put up stats for a few good years. He does not deserve 45, let alone 70 on this list. This is Oh boy. Hopefully ESPN doesn't do a bunch of more of this because this is a garbage ranking. Anthony Davis really isn't even a winning player at all up until this point where LeBron has been carrying him this season. Actually, no. LeBron hasn't really been carrying Anthony Davis, but LeBron's the leader on that team. Anthony Davis is not going to win as a number one option. We've seen that before. So he's not a top 50 player of all time. He's barely a top 100 player of all time right now. Elvin Hayes, 44. Okay, Elvin Hayes. I mean, I'm not going to argue. I don't think Elvin Hayes is better than Dominique or better than George Gervin, but all right. 43. Rick Barry is someone that is very really not talked about that much, even though he averaged 35.6 points in the finals one season. So that's pretty insane. And he was part of those 70s Warriors teams that were really, really good. Oh my, okay. Russell Westbrook, 42. Too high, yet again. Too high for someone who has not accomplished that much in his career. And when I say too high, I'm not thinking Russell Westbrook should probably be over Ray Allen, Paul Pierce. So you know what, he's probably is a top 50 player of all time. But for now, I don't think he's better than Rick Barry. He's no way he's better than Rick Barry. He's better than Anthony Davis. He's not better than Dominique, in my opinion. I don't think you can put him above. Well, now that I'm looking at the players that I see here, I'm not gonna get too mad about it, but I don't think Russell Westbrook has proven enough yet to be ranked this high. So let's just move on. 41, Bob Cousy. All right, that's a player that a lot of people like to debate about whether or not he would have been good in today's day, but the reality is he's a Hall of Famer, so respect on Bob Cousy's name. And that does it for the first 74 to 41. Now let's go to the 40 to 11, I think it is. 40 to 11. Let's see what we got here. Chris Paul, 40th. See, how can you justify ranking Chris Paul ahead of Russell Westbrook? And you got me defending one of the players I really don't like. You cannot justify that. Chris Paul never won a championship. He's been to the conference finals one time in his career. And he's averaged 18, 4, and 9 for his career. Yeah, cool, but Chris Paul is not a top 40 player of all time. Number 39, Walt Frazier. Walt Frazier's pretty good. Bob Pettit, 38. Bob Pettit is a very underrated player. Bob Pettit, I think, either he scored 50 or averaged 50 in a finals game in the 1958 season, I think, to beat Bill Russell when he was on the Hawks. And he's one of the reasons why the Hawks have a championship, because without him, the Hawks would have no championships. Bob Pettit was a great player. Let's see, Patrick Ewing, yeah, I can see that. Kevin McHale, good ranking for him, I think. 7-time All-Star, 3-time champion. Jason Kidd, 35. Okay, fair. George Mikan, 34. Fair. I don't know too much about George Mikan. He played in the 1940, late 40s, early 50s with the Lakers. So, very, very old player. Yeah, it says he spurred the creation of the goaltending rule and the expansion of the paint to limit his advantages, yet Mikan remained a force in Minneapolis, which is where the Lakers used to play. John Havlicek, Hondo, as he's known in Boston, 20 points a game, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, pretty good player. I don't know if John Havlicek is better than Jason Kidd. That's debatable in my opinion. James Harden, 32. See, this is where it gets tricky because I love James Harden. But again, no, you know what? No, James Harden definitely deserves this spot. I'm going to keep him there. I think that's a good ranking for him. Isaiah Thomas, yes, Isaiah Thomas is better than James Harden. so far in his career. Now, would I have James Harden over Isaiah Thomas in a game? Yes, I would want James Harden over Isaiah Thomas. But what he's done so far in his career is better than what Harden has done so far in his career. Steve Nash. Yeah. I don't think you can say Steve Nash is better than Isaiah Thomas. Because... And Steve Nash, is he better than James Harden? Not really. I don't think so. Steve Nash is definitely not better than James Harden, because James Harden has won an MVP, and so has Steve Nash, obviously. But James Harden has done just as much in his career, if not more, than Steve Nash, and I just think he's better. Steve Nash is definitely not better than the 3-time champion, I think, Isaiah Thomas with the Bad Boy Pistons, so no. Actually, no, it says he was a 2-time All-Star Game MVP. He was the 1990 Finals MVP. So, no. Allen Iverson, 29. Yeah, I can see that. I would say Allen Iverson is probably better than Isaiah Thomas. Although it's a debate that you could definitely have. I'm sure Pistons fans will rip me for saying that, but I'm wearing the Iverson jersey, so I'm obviously slightly biased. But Iverson was a great player. Like, what the... Come on! Like, ESPN, this is the stuff that pisses me off. How is John Stockton better than Allen Iverson? No! He's not better than Harden. He's not better than Isaiah Thomas. He's not better than Allen Iverson. He's not better than Steve Nash. None of them. And they rank him 28th best of all time? For a guy that's averaged 13 and 10 overall in his career. Yes, he leads the league in steals. And yes, he's the all-time assist leader. But that's because he's dumping the ball off to Karl Malone every possession and just racking up the assists. Sorry, no. John Stockton is not better than those 4 guys. Okay, how? Okay. Giannis Antetokounmpo has played 7 years in the league with the Bucks. 4 of those years have been good years. And he's somehow the 27th best player of all time. He's already done more than Allen Iverson. Hell no. Giannis has won 1 MVP. Allen Iverson's won 1 MVP. Giannis has never made it to the finals. Allen Iverson has made it to the finals with a way worse team than what Giannis has right now in a harder Eastern Conference. Hell no. This is garbage. Giannis is not even a top 40. He's barely a top 50. He's not better than all-time ranking right now. He's not better than Russell Westbrook because Westbrook has accomplished more. This is garbage. Giannis is nowhere near the spot. This is just ESPN loving Giannis for some reason. Dwayne Wade, 26. I feel like that's low. Dwayne Wade, someone that kind of quietly goes under the radar because of the fact that LeBron joined him. But before that, Dwayne Wade was a Finals MVP in 2006, carrying the Miami Heat to a championship, which was really, really impressive Finals if you go back and watch it. 25. Okay. I'm trying to stay sane. I'm trying to stay calm and not lose my mind. Because if I say what I want to say, I will lose my mind. There is no way in hell Kawhi Leonard is better than Dwayne Wade already. No way. We're talking about a 3-time champion, an MVP. Kawhi Leonard has never won an MVP. Kawhi Leonard has only won 2 championships, one of which he was kind of, let's be honest, he played good defense, but he did not deserve the Finals MVP with the Spurs. Okay, he got carried on that team. This is way too high for Kawhi. Way too early. And Kawhi, yes, he's a good player. He probably will merit this ranking, but no way is it this early. Again, you're talking about a player that's only played 6 years in the league, and most of those years have been injury riddled. So how many games has he really played? Not that many. Way too high for Kawhi, and it's disrespectful to Allen Iverson, Dwayne Wade, all those players. It's ridiculous. 24, David Robinson. Okay. I'm not going to get too upset about that. Fair enough. Charles Barkley, 23. Yup. Charles Barkley is a Hall of Fame forward. Elgin Baylor, 22. Okay. Not that big of a deal. Is Elgin Baylor better than Charles Barkley? That's a good question. I haven't seen Elgin Baylor play that much. I have watched a few of Charles Barkley's games, but I just look at what I see from stats-wise. Baylor had 27 points a game in his career, which is pretty impressive, and he did average 38.3 in 1961-62 season, so that's pretty insane. Barkley did win an MVP, though, and probably had worse teammates throughout his career, but it's up to us to debate. Scottie Pippen, 21. Okay, fair. Kevin Garnett, 20. Is Kevin Garnett better than Scottie Pippen? I don't know, and I don't think he is because Scottie Pippen is a 6-time champion. Kevin Garnett is a 1-time champion. Yeah, he did win MVP, Defensive Player of the Year. So overall, individual accolades-wise, he probably has more. But if I'm making a team, I'd probably want Pippen over Kevin Garnett. That's just my personal opinion. Dirk, 19. Yup, Dirk is better than those two players, better than people we've seen before. Great player. Moses Malone. Okay, yeah, I like that. Showing, repping some older players getting up in this list. Karl Malone, fair. Karl Malone is a great player. Jerry West, this is another one of those older Lakers players that kind of he doesn't get forgotten because Jerry West is still very prominent in the NBA today, but Jerry West was a great NBA player, and he won tons of championships with Wilt, also known as the Logo. And Julius Erving, 15. Decent rating for him. He's kind of a player that somewhat gets a little bit disrespected in my opinion, even though he was a great player. No. See, this is where I draw the line. You can't. Kevin Durant individually is just as good as Julius Erving, but just based off of career accomplishments, Kevin Durant is not better than Julius Erving, in my opinion. He would have 0 championships if he didn't hop on the bandwagon, go join the Warriors, become a snake, and just want to not have any competition in the NBA. So that's why I have a problem with Kevin Durant and his 27 points a game in his career. Steph Curry, fair. Steph Curry should be ranked higher than Kevin Durant on this list. Greatest shooter of all time. Hakeem Olajuwon, 12. Okay, that's fair. I mean, you could probably make an argument that Steph should be over Hakeem because of the fact that stats-wise, he's better. He's won more championships. He's played. Well, Hakeem had to play against Jordan and stuff like that, but I would probably take Steph before I would take Hakeem, even though I love Hakeem. Hakeem is a great player. Oscar Robertson, 11, I think is a little bit too high because I think he's more of a player about stats. I don't know if he's so much about winning. But, I mean, I'm not going to argue with it. Oscar Robertson, obviously a great player. So now we're moving into the top 10. Now, this is the part that I have seen before, so I definitely already know what I'm going into here. I hadn't seen anything past the top 10, so all my reactions there were 100% real, and now we're going into the top 10 here. Shaq at number 10. Okay, we'll talk about that later. Shaq at number 10, obviously a great NBA player, Hall of Famer. Kobe Bryant at 9. That is, okay. There is no chance Kobe Bryant should be outside the top 5. No chance. And if that list has Kobe Bryant outside the top 5, your list is automatically disqualified. Boom. That's just how it is. Like, Kobe is better. Okay, let's see I forget who number 8 is. Kobe is better than Tim Duncan. Yeah. Tim Duncan is a great player. He's definitely a top 10 player of all time, but he's not better than Kobe. Larry Bird, Kobe's better than you. Okay. And Larry Bird at 7 is not a bad ranking. Like, I like that. Larry Bird is a great player. Seventh at all time is fair. Number 6, Wilt Chamberlain. Wilt, and they have Bill Russell ranked 4th on this list, and that is another problem I have with this list. Bill Russell is, in my opinion, ranked way too high on everyone's lists, and it is obviously a great defensive player, a great rebounder, but I think Bill Russell is slightly overrated usually. And I have a problem with that. Wilt at 6, Bill Russell should be swapped with Wilt. Magic at 5, I would put Kobe over Magic. pretty easily. And that would mean I would bump Larry Bird back and Tim Duncan back. So Tim Duncan would be 9, Shaq would be 10, Bird would be 8, Magic would be 7. Or no, Magic would be 6, Bill Russell would be 7. And yeah. And then they got Kareem 3. I think that's fair. Kareem at 3 is good. LeBron James at 2 and Michael Jordan at 1. I don't see any problems with the top 3. But overall, this list has some questionable choices. Most of it is okay. It's not nowhere near the best list I've seen. If you would like me to make my top 50 players of all time list, put it down below in the comments section. Please give me a subscription on this YouTube account. I will be trying to post more uploads daily, hopefully, if not every other day, after school is finished online and all this craziness is done. But thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Boozy Sports, out.
Make the ground shake.